Welcome back. Be part of the show. Twitter Channels TV and at Gimba003. Right behind me, information coming in real time, all in one place simultaneously. ChannelsTV.com, YouTube.com/ChannelsWeb. The Ogoni community is exposed to hydrocarbons every day through multiple routes. With the impact of individual contaminated land sites tends to be localized, air pollution related to oil industry operations is all pervasive and affecting the quality of life of close to 1.5 million people there. Based on the assumption that given the kind of oil concerned, factors such as temperature and an underlying layer of clay, hydrocarbons will not move deeper. However, in 49 cases, UNEP observed hydrocarbons in soil at depths of at least 5 meters. Nima Bassi, a foremost environmentalist in Nigeria, talked to me in an exclusive interview about the challenges the people of Ogoni land face and what the youth should be doing in a renewed effort by the government to clean up their land, which research shows is the most polluted area in the world. Mr. Nima Bassi, I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us on State of the Nation.
Thank you.
Let's begin by asking you how concerned you are as an environmentalist on the cleanup efforts to get Ogoni land cleaned.
Well, we're really concerned and glad that the cleanup is about to begin in earnest. But we're concerned also about the level of pollution that's occurred in Ogoni land for so many years. Ogoni land is one of the most polluted places on the planet Earth. With all the water bodies, more or less, groundwater, most of the surface water polluted with hydrocarbon pollutants. And in places with refined petroleum products. In a place that has benzene up to 900 times above World Health Organization standards. And there's a place actually that when the United Nations Environment Program assessed the environment, they found 8 centimeters layer of refined petroleum product on the surface on the groundwater. I mean, that shows a really toxic situation. And also the soil is polluted to a depth of 5 meters. And so if we had that situation and people are living right there in Ogoni land, they're drinking polluted waters, they're planting crops in polluted land, it's been a serious cause for concern over the years. And so with this announcement that the cleanup would begin now with some seriousness, it brings a kind of relief, but we still have some concerns.
5 meters of soil degradation, soil pollution is quite enormous, looking at the span of our Ogoni land on its own, measuring several hundreds of kilometers, I can imagine. How successful do you think this effort will get us to?
Well, you know, when we think of that, that pollution in some places go to a depth of 5 meters below the surface, that's really a source for serious concern. And in fact, the report also told us that there are some places you find that the surface looks clean, but that doesn't mean that the soil beneath the surface is clean. Because, of course, this pollution speculate about below the surface. So you could see a place where everything looks good, but if you just crash the surface, everything is really rotten beneath. Now, the seriousness of the situation is that, according to United Nations Environment Program assessors, that it will require work for 5 years, consistent work for 5 years to clean the land, to clean the soil and the land. And they've said that this must be completed before you begin to clean the water bodies. Because if you clean the water bodies without cleaning the land, the pollution from the land will wash back into the water bodies. And some are percolating to the groundwater. So this is a really intricate and complicated situation. The land will take 5 years to clean. The rivers and water bodies will take 25 years to clean at a minimum. So we're having a cumulative time budget of 30 years to clean up Ogoni land. This cannot be accomplished in the life of one administration. So what President Buhari could possibly do if he has 2 terms is to do 4 years of that work. And so you'll still be having about maybe 4 or 5 more administrations to continue handling the process. So it's so critical that at this time, a very solid institution is set up to handle the cleanup process, backed by law, backed with resources, with the best people with the best knowledge and competence to handle it. And it shouldn't be a thing for politics. This is a technical issue. It's about life and needs to be engaged with the best possible system available. Ogoni land is just a portion of the Niger Delta. And active oil extraction stopped in Ogoni land in 1993 when the dominant oil company in that region, Shell, was expelled by the Ogoni people. And so there's been no direct extraction since that time. But there are pipelines passing through Ogoni land, taking oil to the export terminal at Bonny. So you still have oil spills from those pipelines. There are other interferences that continue to exacerbate the pollution in that region. But now looking at the wider Niger Delta region, with so many millions of people living there, there are places you still have gas flaring going on every day, releasing toxic elements to the atmosphere, causing asthma, bronchitis, leukemia, skin disease, causing acid rain with the nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide mixing with moisture in the air to come down as acid rain. And this have impacts on skins, on crops, on roofing, sheets made with corrugated iron. So this is a wider, Ogoni is a subset of a wider problem. But, you know, having the pollution in Ogoni land addressed gives us hope and, in fact, provides a template, a learning template for this exercise to be carried out everywhere else in the Niger Delta and subsequently everywhere else in this nation.
Who are the actors that you feel should champion this cause apart from the federal government?
It's going to be everybody at the end of the day, because we talk about those who will place the money on the table, those who will bring the expertise, and those who would monitor to see that what is being done is what is expected to be done. So you're going to have the Ogoni people and all lovers of clean environment as stakeholders, keeping watch, setting up monitoring groups to observe what is going on and make inputs as necessary. We're going to have the federal government putting money on the table. Now, the United Nations Environment Program said that you require $1 billion to set up the structures and the process to clean up the environment that's going to take so many years. Now, the president has put on the table $10 million. That's a small fraction, 0.1% of what is needed to begin this exercise, but it's a good show of faith, good faith in the process. And now you expect the polluters, the oil corporations, to bring up the amounts needed. Shell is the major polluter in Ogoni land. Shell and NNPC, that are the major polluters in Ogoni land. So Shell had said a year ago that they've already got the counterpart funding for the cleanup, but they didn't have a clarity about the mechanism for transferring that money or the institution to handle the funds. Now the architecture for handling of the funds is being set up by the government. So there's a clarity on that. So all Shell should